Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we are building a solo over a blues backing track in the key of A major. So here we go. Okay, so before we play over the track, I just want to break down the chord progression for you. And so I'll play over the track once so you can watch what I'm doing here with the chords. So basically this is a 12-bar blues backing track based in the key of A. So we have A7, D7, and E7 as your main chords. There's a section where we'll break off and we'll go C sharp minor 7 to a D major to a D7 to an A7 to an E7 to an A7 and back to E7. So I'll just play it once through so you can actually see what we're doing here, and then we'll start to apply the solo for you, okay? Okay, so that is the chord progression. So just to break that down, we start in A. To a D7. Back to A7. E7. D7. A7. Back to E7. Does that one more time. And it goes to D7, A7, D7, E7. And then our break is A, C sharp minor, D major, D7, A7, E7, A7, and finish on E7. And it just repeats, okay? Okay, so let's break down the solo. So the solo is going to start on your 8th fret of your B string. You're going to do a full bend here. you're going to do a half bend on the 7th fret of that same string, a full bend on the 10th fret of that string, then you're going to play 8 on the high E and then 10 on the B, okay, to finish it. So this whole first part of the solo looks like this. Okay, and we're going to repeat the first part of this section again. So full bend on your 8th fret of your B here, a half bend on the 7th fret of the B, then you're going to do a half bend on the 7th fret of your high E. You do just release it, so you're going half up, right, and then pull back, release it to 5. Okay, let a little pull off, then you're going to grab 8 on the B and then finish on the 5th fret of the high E. Okay, so all together, the whole first part of the solo looks like this. Full bend, half bend, full bend, another full bend on the 8, half bend on 7, half bend on 5, or sorry, 7, and then pull to 5. Okay, so you got your 8 and your 5 there. Then we're going to play 7, bend. You're going to bend on 7 on the G string here, and you're going to keep going back to the 5th fret here of the B here. So after you do those bends, those series of bends, they're unison bends, by the way, same note you're bending to. I do a pull off from 7 to 5 on the G here and finish on the 7th fret of the D. Okay, so after I do that 7 on the D, I'm going to grab 5 on the G, a little bend, pull down a little, and finish on the 7th fret of the D, which is my root note of this scale shape, okay? After that, I'm going to play 5, 6, 7 on my A string, this chromatic run here, okay, to finish it. So I'll play the whole section one more time for you. So we'll repeat that 2 times, and then when we go into section 3, we'll call this section 3 where we're playing over the D7th in the track. You're going to be down here on your 10th fret and 8th fret of your B string. So we are in shape 2 of the A minor pentatonic here. So I'm just playing 8 to 10 hammer on the B here. So I'm doing a pull off from 10 to 8 after that, and grabbing that 9 on the G here. That's why that second finger is waiting here, okay? So after I do that pull off, I'll do another hammer on from 8 to 10. I'm going to grab the 8 on the high E after that, and finish on the 10th fret of the B. So I'll just play that section nice and slow for you. Okay, after it does that, I'm playing a little blues lick there based off of shape 1 of A minor pentatonic again. Okay, so the last part of it, I'll just do a little pull off from 8 to 5. So pull off from 8 to 5, 7, 5 on the G here. Okay, then we're going to play that section one more time. And instead of going and playing this lick again, we're going to do a full bend on the 10th fret of your B string here. Then I'm going to grab the 10th fret of the high E after I holding that 10th fret up here, okay? Creating that tension between the two notes there, okay? Okay, so that whole section looks like this. Then I'm going to go down into shape 1 of A major pentatonic. Okay, so I'm on my 2nd and 4th fret here. And I'm just playing a hammer-on from 2 to 4 on the D, grabbing the 2 on the G here. Okay, my bends here on the 4th fret of the G here. Okay, back to the 2nd fret of the G here. I'm going to hit that 4 on the D very quickly, slide up to 11, okay? And as I slide up to the 11, I'm going to grab that 9 on the G. So after I do that slide from the 4 up to 11, grab that G. 11 gets a bend up. So I'm bending it up and just releasing it to 9 there. Okay. Okay, this section here, the track is going from E major to D major, so I'm just taking this, the shape that I actually run up to from the A major. That is shape 1 of E major pentatonic, and that's played over C sharp minor, which is the relative minor of that, okay? And then it goes to a D major. So I'm just taking this shape here and bringing it back 2 frets to play over the D major section. Okay. And then it goes to a D7, and I'm just going to basically play that same lick I just did over the D major shape here. I'm just going to move it back 2 frets and play the exact same thing, which is more of that bluesy feel, okay? Because it's inside the blues scale there, okay? So okay, so after I do that, I'm going to go back to bending series of bends on my 7th fret of my G string, and I'm just bending up to the note that I'm finishing on here in the 5th fret of the B string here. Which is the same lick that was in the first part of the solo, okay? And then we do a chromatic run. Okay, so let me play that whole entire solo from start to finish a little bit slower, so hopefully you can get it down.